Every morning, somewhere across North America, a northern cardinal sings. Most people think they know exactly which bird it is. The bright red male perched on the fence. The bird glowing in the morning sun. The cardinal seen on Christmas cards, coffee mugs, garden flags, and almost every backyard photograph. He is the bird everyone notices. But the most remarkable song in your yard may be coming from a bird you have never even looked at. Not the brilliant red male. The quieter bird hidden among the shrubs. The female. She rarely sings from the highest branch. She does not stand against the open sky where everyone can see her. Her pale reddish-brown feathers blend into leaves, shadows, and tangled branches. To many people, she is easy to overlook, easy to mistake for another ordinary brown bird. But while your eyes are still searching for that flash of red, she may already be singing, and that is far more unusual than it sounds. Across most North American songbirds, singing is mainly a male behavior. Males use song to attract mates, defend territory, and announce their presence. Females are usually much quieter. But the northern cardinal breaks that pattern. The female hidden in your yard is not making a simple chirp, not an alarm call. She is producing a real song. A learned, structured song with a clear purpose. It can communicate with her mate, warn rivals, and defend hidden territory. And even today, scientists still do not fully understand everything it means. If you enjoy exploring the secret lives of backyard birds, subscribe to the channel. Because some of nature's rarest secrets are not hidden deep inside remote forests. They are happening in ordinary backyards, only a few feet away. While everyone is watching the wrong bird, the female cardinal has been living beside people for generations. In hedges along driveways, in shrubs beneath kitchen windows, in tangled vines beside backyard fences. Sometimes she may be only a few yards away. Yet many people can watch cardinals for years without realizing that the female sings. The reason is simple. Humans notice what stands out. Bright color, movement, a clear shape against the sky. The male cardinal offers all three. His red feathers are impossible to miss, and when he sings, he often chooses a high, exposed perch where his voice can travel across the neighborhood. The female uses the yard differently. Her brown and muted red feathers blend into bark, dry leaves, and shadow. She often stays lower, inside dense shrubs or evergreens, where only a brief movement or flash of red reveals her presence. During breeding season, that cover becomes even more important. A hidden nest cannot afford too much attention. So her song often comes from somewhere darker and harder to trace. A hedge, a leafy branch, the interior of a shrub. You may hear a familiar cardinal whistle and assume the red male is hidden nearby. But the singer may be the female. That is why her behavior feels so rare. Not because she almost never sings. Because people rarely know where to look or which bird they are hearing. And her sounds are not random. They have structure. They change with the situation. Other cardinals respond. So the real mystery is no longer whether the quiet bird sings. It is what she is saying. To human ears, the female cardinal's song may sound like a softer version of the male's whistle. A few clear notes, a short phrase, then silence. But to the male nearby, those notes may carry urgent information. Especially when the female is sitting on a nest. Hidden inside a shrub, she stays low over the eggs while leaves and branches conceal her. Then she sings. Not from an exposed perch. Not loudly enough to reach the entire neighborhood. She sings from cover. And the male responds. Studies of breeding cardinal pairs suggest that female song can influence how often the male delivers food. When she sings, he may return more frequently. When she becomes quiet, delivery may slow. So the song may be more than a performance. It may be a private signal between two birds raising a family together. From the outside, the male may seem to move randomly through the yard. He visits the feeder, disappears into the trees. then returns carrying a seed or insect. But he may also be listening for instructions from the hidden female. The nest needs food, but every visit creates danger. A blue jay may notice his route. A crow may follow repeated movement. A squirrel or house cat may detect activity inside the hedge. The pair must feed the nest without revealing it. That may be why the female's quieter song is so useful. She does not need to reach every bird in the yard. She only needs to reach one: her mate. What sounds like a faint whistle from inside the leaves may actually be part of a survival system, a controlled message protecting the most vulnerable place in the yard. But if she sings mainly to communicate near the nest, one question remains. Why does she also sing when there is no nest at all? If the female cardinal only sang near the nest, the mystery would be easier to explain. But she also sings when there are no eggs, no chicks, sometimes no nest at all. She may sing in winter, before breeding begins, or near the edge of the yard where another female is waiting beyond the hedge. That means her song is doing more than helping raise a family. It may also be defending territory. Most people see the red male as the owner of the yard. He is the visible one, the bird on the fence, the one singing from a high branch as if the whole space belongs to him. But the female helps defend it too. When another female moves too close, the quiet bird inside the shrubs may begin to sing, not as a performance, as a warning. This cover is occupied. This nesting area is claimed. Do not come closer. To us, two female cardinals may look almost identical. To each other, they may be familiar neighbors, strangers, or rivals. A known bird near the boundary may be tolerated. An unfamiliar female entering the same space may trigger a stronger response. Song allows the resident bird to announce herself before a fight begins. That matters because fighting wastes energy, attracts predators, and can pull attention away from the nest. A warning song may end the conflict before it becomes dangerous. So the soft whistles coming from a hedge may not be random background noise. They may mark an invisible boundary through your garden. One female on one side, another beyond the fence. Both listening, both measuring distance. The red male may be the bird you see defending the yard, but the brown female may be defending it from the shadows. And that raises a deeper question. How does she know which song to use? A female cardinal is not born knowing exactly how to sing. Her song appears to be learned, practiced, refined over time. That makes her behavior even more unusual. Many simple bird calls are instinctive. A young bird can produce them without first hearing an adult. But song is different. It has structure, repeated phrases, patterns that must be learned from other birds. Male cardinals develop their songs by listening during a critical stage of youth. The female's learning process is far less understood. Her song is not simply a quieter copy of the male's. It has its own phrasing and variation, which raises a question researchers still cannot fully answer. Who teaches a young female cardinal to sing? She may learn partly from her father, but she may also listen to her mother, nearby females, or several birds during development. The exact pathway has not yet been fully mapped. And there is another clue. Female cardinals do not all sound exactly alike. Each bird may develop subtle differences that remain consistent over time. To us, those differences may be difficult to hear. To another cardinal, they may reveal exactly who is singing. A female may recognize a familiar neighbor before seeing her. She may know which voice belongs beyond the fence. And she may respond differently when a stranger appears. So the songs in your backyard may not be anonymous. They may belong to individuals, familiar neighbors, known rivals, birds with histories of their own. The female cardinal is not simply repeating a sound. She is carrying a learned voice through the hidden social world of your yard. The female cardinal may already be singing in your yard. Most people are simply listening in the wrong place. When they hear a cardinal song, they look toward a roofline, a fence post, or the highest branch. That is where the red male often sings. To find the female, look lower, toward thick hedges, dense shrubs, the shaded interior of a small tree. Her song may resemble the male's clear whistles, but it is often quieter and harder to trace. You may hear her without ever seeing her. Early morning during breeding season is one of the best times to listen. Stand quietly near cover, where cardinals regularly appear. Do not approach the sound or push branches aside. Instead, watch the edges of the leaves. You may see a brown bird move briefly through the shrub. A flash of red on the wings, tail, or crest. Then she disappears again. Another useful clue is the male. If he is visible on an exposed perch, while a softer cardinal-like song comes from deep inside the hedge, the hidden singer may be the female. You do not need to identify every phrase perfectly. The important thing is to change where you pay attention. Listen below the obvious perch. Watch the places that appear empty. Notice the voices coming from cover. Once you begin doing that, the hedge no longer feels silent. The song no longer fades into the background. Because the female cardinal was never truly quiet. She was singing from a place most people never thought to look. The Northern Cardinal is one of the most familiar birds in North America. People recognize the red male instantly. They hear his song and assume they understand the species. But the female reveals how much can remain hidden inside something familiar. She may be only a few feet away, listening to her mate, warning a rival, protecting a nest, using a song she had to learn, a voice that may identify her as an individual, and a behavior scientists still do not fully understand. That is what makes her remarkable. This mystery is not hidden in a distant rainforest. It is happening beside porches, along fences, near feeders, inside ordinary backyards. The secret was never far away. It was simply quieter than people expected. So the next time you hear a cardinal singing, do not immediately search for the brightest red bird. Listen lower. Look toward the hedge. Watch the shadows between the leaves. The voice may belong to the bird everyone overlooks. And once you recognize her, your backyard will never sound quite the same. Because the birds around your home are not simply making noise. They are communicating, learning, remembering, defending the hidden lives unfolding around you every day. Tell me in the comments, have you ever heard a female cardinal singing? And did you know it was her? Sometimes the greatest backyard mystery is not discovering something new. It is finally noticing what was there all along.